Jungle bans mostly, although that Thor could be a flex.
Hello,
Any
everyone.
thoughts? Yep. Go for it.
I just said hello. No worries.
Any thoughts on what you are thinking first picked? What's important in these drafts right now?
Um, it depends on the player, really. I think Sun Wukong's a good ban. Good ban Ganesha.
Yeah, with these very hyper carry, large damage junglers, you see a Robin there too. That's another flex pick. Ganesh called it perfectly.
Yep.
Um, I will be interested to see what they first pick in some of these slots. I mean, mid lane has been very interesting with what's prioritized. Not a ton of stuff that's first pickable. I think. So we're gonna have
I
to see
love
what
the
these players want.
Yep, surely. I love the first pick usually being dual lane because they have a real lot of picks with hunters like Rama, Shibalanke, Hachiman, good support like Terra, Gab.
There goes Marty. I'm not sure if he's still comp banned, but
I think he's
better
not.
just get him out of there regardless. That god has been a menace forever. A little bit of the Yamoja treatment where no matter how many nerfs he takes, he's still just top of his class. But now we're in this first pick spot. King Koopa. I'm very curious what they're going to pick out here. And if it does happen to be this duo lane, I do think you're correct in saying that hunters are very important, especially come late game. Fighting front to back, you really want to get rid of those tanky targets. Perfectly called.
Hachiman.
Hachiman is picked up.
So I wonder what they're gonna pick into it.
It looks like it will be
Right?
the Susan, who I think is very strong. Strong showing in our previous game as well. Just a ton
Probably
of CC. Pretty good early, mid, and late game. Able to dive the backline cleanly.
probably one of the best jungler you can have out there.
Exactly. Especially with a few of these junglers already getting banned too. The pool is thinning just a little bit. I'm interested to see what they're going to pick here. I'm thinking priority support could be really strong. Save that third slot to be your ADC if you're worried about that. Looks like they're thinking about it. It's taken them a second. Anything you'd pair with this, Susan, off the top of your head?
A Rama or Shibalanke, definitely. I think Shibalanke would go hard with him.
Yeah, and I think it would help match the prowess of Hachiman over in that lane. You don't really want Hachi to get a running lead. It will be the Rama, she could pick up here. And now Nike snapped immediately in response. I don't think I've
I,
seen Nike in a while. That we'll see if that's gonna be locked in.
I wonder.
It will be.
So it
There it
is.
is. Yeah. And then this spot, I mean, I'm just waiting for somebody to pick a support. I think supports are very instrumental to how these games are played now, especially with these neutral objectives all over the map. Supports are making a lot of waves, so it is
Yep,
curious that neither team has elected to pick one up so far, but perhaps they're just looking for the counter pick. Only time will tell on that.
absolutely.
Do you think pretty standard Nike in the solo lane? I say that as Hercules gets locked in, and then there is your support on the other side. There's Athena. Do you think that's Hercules, Nike? Where are you thinking those two are going off the top of your head?
Well, Archie's probably support.
Hmm.
He's a good solo sometimes, maybe not right now. So I have a hard time seeing him going anywhere else in support.
Yeah, he used. I
Also,
mean, a few months ago, he was pretty powerful in the solo lane with that Golden Blade build, but since then, kind of been absent. Agreed.
yep.
Especially with the Nike on the team, it would be interesting. That would probably send Nike to the jungle, and I'm not sure that's exactly who you'd want there.
I've
Probably
seen
better
some Nike
options.
mids.
Yeah, you can't really discount anything in the mid lane right now. I feel like everybody's just, you see some typical mages. Of course, you have Tiamat, Yana banned out now, but there's some crazy stuff that people are playing. We saw the Bastet last game, which admittedly probably didn't perform as well as you had hoped specifically, but I still think there's a room for stuff picks like that in this current meta. And yeah, there will be 4 mage bans. So
So
perhaps a red team getting their mage pick right here would be pretty strong to make sure they get the whatever they prioritize. Merlin, I think, is pretty
yeah,
pretty
just
good.
have Merlin up. Uh, I think about Merlin's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Agni.
Yep. Agreed.
So I would have liked to see a Odin here as for the support.
Interesting. Yeah,
That would have been.
Odin would go pretty hard. Honestly, for both teams, Odin looks pretty solid. I think he's walls are always kind of undervalued. You know, Ymir is the big proponent of once in a while somebody will just pull out a Ymir and it will just farm teams because they just forget about the walls. And Odin similar in that vein. But yeah, Agni's picked up here. You have the Agni Rama backline with Athena. That will be. I'm really liking
That,
this Chaos team comp so far.
yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah.
Pele will be the response to that backline. Pele pretty strong. I think she's definitely like a second tier of jungler. She's not too bad, but you're not like incredibly happy to have her on your team. But you're not worried. It's still a decent pick. Farms the map, able to dive backline, and Habwa,
That
who I
is
think is might be one of the best mages in the game, has been for a minute. Especially if you see people in the pro league like Pagon play him.
yeah, you will murder people, definitely.
And
They
the
have
counter to Habwa, there it is.
the order team is pretty dive heavy. Like you see a lot of characters that will dive in without being able to go back.
Hmm.
I
Do you
wonder
think
how to
that's
play
gonna
this.
get punished against this chaos team? Do you think they have enough to turn it around, or do you think the dive's gonna be strong enough? What's your thought in these drafts overall?
I'm looking at it. They have a lot of characters that can handle the pressure pretty well. Agni just dashes and he's kind of
Yep.
safe. It's time for Rama. You can win a lot of time. I just wonder if the Susanoo is going to be able to finish the kind of frontline team.
Yeah, I mean Susano can chase Hachi through his ult. Um, Decent into Habwa if Habwa doesn't isn't able to get the return damage off his ult off. So we'll see if he's able to get into this backline. Is that a Fenrir support? Is that what I'm seeing, or is that going to go solo?
I think it's solo. I'd be
Okay,
surprised.
it is
Maybe it's
Cuba,
a
so
Susanoo.
we'll see. um,
Yep.
Probably better off solo. I agree. Although then you're not getting the. I feel like Fenrir is so strong into Habwa. I feel it's kind of the reason you pick him, and yet in solo he won't. You know, at that point the game is already kind of decided. Fenrir's just showing up to team fights, but we'll have to see on that. I do. I mean, personally, I do think this Chaos team is a bit safer just in its draft, so that's who I would be looking at as the stronger draft here. But there is that X factor, as you pointed out, with
So
the
it is a
dives on
Nike
the other
mid.
team. Is it
Yeah, it's a Nike mid and Evo solo.
any thoughts on that? I mean, I have mine, but I'm
Um,
curious to hear what you think.
I think they just want to have kind of Nike pressure once she is level 5. And if you have that in mid, you can have. She's able to do a lot of stuff with that ult when she gets it.
Do you think there is? How is Nike have level 1 pressure against the Agni? I know he takes a few levels to really ramp up his clear and his bombs. Well, do you think that'll
Um,
translate to this mid game?
yeah, surely. I think it depends on how well Crowd is able to play the Agni.
Hmm.
Depends also on the involvement of everyone in mid lane and stuff. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
believe that Nike can have really good pressure.
yeah, I'm honestly. I mean, all things considered, regardless of how these picks match up, they should be fun to watch, and that's really why we're all here is to watch them entertaining smite. Um, as the teams are loading into game, we should be with you guys shortly. But yeah, I mean, I'm really interested. It looks like it's probably a Hercules support as well, which is what we thought about.
Yeah, it's a Susanoo solo, I think, too.
Yeah, which that's interesting to me as well. I mean, I really whenever I play, Susan is such a strong character diving the backline. We've talked about putting him in solo, probably gonna go full damage. And we are
I
coming
would
into
expect
game
it.
here in a second. Any
But are you
interesting
not seeing the game?
starts? Yeah, we're in game here. Any interesting starts? Any items you want to point out? Looks
Vampiric Shroud on Evo definitely looks like it's gonna be able to sustain into these waves.
yeah, especially against the poke of Susano. Although I assume that lane's gonna be very volatile. Looking at their builds, they're just gonna be. I'm curious if that's where First Blood's going to come from. We've been seeing a lot of First Bloods in duo. It looks like Hercules has even picked up a Bluestone, which is very aggressive, and that might not scale super well into the late game. We'll have to see.
I think though Rama and the team are just gonna have to really clear off of that.
Yeah, I'm very interested. I mean, yeah, Athena's clear is not very impressive level 1 either, especially going into wave. Her kill potential is not bad, but looks like
Rama
is
gonna make it first to dual lanes.
Yeah, looks like Rama and Athena are first into lane here, and they will.
Achilles wants to get aggressive.
Dash away by Crab. Agni again struggling, at least probably to level 5 to fully fight and clear the wave. Has strong pressure, but just no range.
Kind of a early one from Nike.
Yeah, so it looks Pele and Nike taking control of this mid lane for now. Jump in by Cuba though, will stun out the Nike. And Nike will return the favor, pushing them back under tower. Defensive dash by Agni. Kind of fizzles out
nice
as they're going mid lane. And Hebo, look at it over in the solo lane.
You got kind of a lead.
Pretty, not surprising.
He also did not even pop potion yet, so he's gonna go with 6 more potions than Susanoo has, and a big crowd, so he kind of has push over there, unless he dies.
Yeah, and neither of, well, he could. Again, very volatile lane. Gank over by Cuba. The blink and the stun is on the mark, and not quite first blood, because that was in duo lane, but both kills over to this Order squad. Crazy. Or, sorry, to the Chaos squad. But, yeah, I mean, we were talking about which lane would get first blood first, and it was pretty close. But a big gank over in solo side.
So a felt gank from the Pele, which could be very bad for the team. Pele from beyond is not the best thing in your team you want to have.
No. It's also just demoralizing, too, for your jungler to come over, gank, 3v2, and then die. Is a little bit rough. But there's no, Pele could turn around here. Are you thinking that Hebo's going to be able to fight into this Susano now? I mean, had the advantage before, but with that death is a little bit rough.
They're still pretty tied. I think it depends on how aggressive he gets. He was really far up, but he got killed.
Yeah, and we'll be securing his own blue buff, which is huge for the mage as well. Has a little bit of sustain in his kit. And
we almost saw a solo from the Nike mid.
That is crazy. And it looks like she will be going this Transcendence, I'm guessing. Very popular build. Curious how that'll scale on her, though, in the late game.
It could be pretty strong. I think Nike 1 can do a ton of damage.
On the other side, Agni going a conduit into what could be a Cronus pendant, could be a very early Karen's coin. Pretty typical. He just hit level 5 though, which is big for him. Now, looks like teams are just kind of farming it out. Bit of a lead, 500 gold, but that's about it on the side of the red squad. Haunt in.
See Order going in.
Duo, solo lane. Goodbye, Habois. Second death.
Again.
But Yuri's able to pick one up too, so a 1-for-1 on both sides of the map. I mean, it's going to be rough for Habois now getting this far behind, but at least there was a bit of a return. It's not 3-0. You have a kill in this game. And Agni now getting pressured out. Nike jumping in. She has the ultimate, just too far to hit that slow. Yeah, but she's sticking around. Bluestone will take that kill. Fenrir is now here, misses the bite. Actually, it was beads away, and there is damage. Howl and Brutalize. Nike jumps away. Fenrir follows, no stun, but Athena's there, and goodbye, Nike. Cleaned up. 1 for 1, both mid laners dead. Nike, though, 2-level lead on this Agni in mid. Both beads are down from both mid laners, though.
I think that's going to prioritize to the Fenrir then. It looks for Queen getting the Nike.
Yep, agreed. Immediately back in lane, Agni. Welcome back. Quarter of his HP, third of his HP gone. Just to Hercules. Bluestone Hercules, that is. We'll be going to this prophetic, it looks like. And pluck number 2, push number 2. Boulder out from Hercules. Nice. My man almost soloed him from support, huh?
That was a nice turn from Tina as well, saving the Agni from the Nike damage.
Totally agreed. And now it looks like Cuba...
They're going to gank and right.
Wow. Return
nice ult.
Fireworks now, 7 kills, 5 minutes. We got maybe even more. Cuba jumps over. 3 blue members are around him. I'm not sure he wants to fight this order team, but maybe he doesn't know. Brutalize. Ultimate. Big damage. He could cancel it. 1 auto will do the trick. Good kill by Hercules. Nike gets a kill in mid lane, and Fenrir not able to walk away. Very close, but close doesn't count here. Does fall.
The game just got back to a tie, mostly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, down 3-1, and now it is 5-4, and it looks like the gold is practically even. 300 gold is a moot point here in this game. 6 minutes in. Again, fireworks across the map. I feel like almost every player has been a part of a kill. And it does look like, yeah, yes. Except for Rama, the only one without a kill or an assist.
Yeah, Rama has an assist.
Oh, he does, you're right, totally, yep. So yeah, every player part of this kill is not. No lanes have decided to gentleman agreement farm it out. It's just a bloodbath across it. I mean, we kind of expected that. Looks like
going to be a gank on the Archman.
Fenrir is poised for it, checking the purple at least, but that is down. It looks like he's gonna travel back to mid lane. Meet Pele perhaps at her speed buff. A real deep invade here. Is able to stun 4 HP on the buff, so Pele does pick it up. But now the chase is on. Athena ult will come from, looks like King Crab on the Agni is here as well. Hercules will dash forward.
Fenrir. Archman might just hold to follow up.
Blink out by Fenrir. Pele, miss knock up. And now we're running the duo lane. No kills so far in this fight. I take it back. Huge damage by Serene.
That's now we're looking Hercules
for another one. 2 kills now.
And now we might be looking at a Hurley Go Fury again.
3! Oh my gosh. Somehow over in right lane. Solo kill.
Nike still have ult, so she can think this for a while.
Yeah, this should be going down. I mean, already half HP, a little bit of attack speed for the squad from that Hachiman banner. And that's a Gold Fury too. So off of a few first easy picks by this Chaos team, the Order team has pulled it back. And now they're sitting with almost
2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 or 3,000 gold lead. I mean, 2,000. 2,000 gold lead. My math.
Oh, fine. I was here to correct you.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Hopefully we get a minute to breathe here on the map, although I'm not sure with all this fighting. Anything interesting that builds? It does look like, is that a Jotun's Cunning? Is that what that thing is? He did pick up the glyph real early, which is typically a no-no. Looks like we won't get to talk because another kill happens in solo lane.
And Koopa seems like he wants retribution right away. Probably gonna die for it. Just 4 men on him.
Into 4 ults out, but yeah, no, you're nowhere but death on the gray screen for you, sir. Looks like Hercules is here as well. So is Nike.
The Nike coming.
Good damage from that
threading through that
ability, as well as the ult. Ogni bombs dropped. We got a lot of low targets. One will be picked. Hercules doing so much damage, but everybody's just getting traded out. Chaos now back in this team, back in this game.
Yeah, there's only a 1,000 lead, not even like 800.
Actually insane. I mean, it's hard to, you look across all these stat lines, you look at the player damage, and almost every team, every player has a death, has a kill. Nobody's really getting super fed. Level leads in some roles here and there, but again, this is a super close game. 2 ultimates from the Hunters. Shots from Rom, no, just off the mark.
Yeah, they've been playing tennis, shoving the lead back and forth.
Yep. Yeah, trade-off. I mean, who's eventually one of these squads has got to take it and run with it, right? I mean, twice now I've thought, oh, that's a pretty good lead, and then twice now it's been traded back. So perhaps I should stop getting ahead of myself. Fight over these oracles. Nothing much. We got again no real neutral objective coming up for 2 minutes now. Gold Fury's halfway up. This beacon still has 2 minutes on it, and teams are just walking around fighting.
It actually is looking to be really aggressive.
Wow.
Another
Again,
solo kill on solo lane.
there's just nobody safe over there, huh?
It's too squishy on a
Habwa.
It's too squishy on a fairly long lane.
Habwa did go the tier 2 Doom Orb into the Deso. Thoughts on that? You think he's going to finish that off, or is that just a bridge item?
I believe he saw did that Susanoo did not have any tank items, so you wanted the physical pen. Just a flat pen.
Yeah, it looks like he's going into probably Karen's coin here, so no
It could be.
real. I mean, remember in T2, maybe he's just playing back in like seasons 6 and 7 when Doom Orb was a bridge item. But it's interesting that he's doing it over there in solo lane.
I've seen a fair share of play of it. I wonder if he's gonna finish it at some point or not. We're gonna see.
Is deep in the enemy jungle. And now has to get away. 2 on his tail, but probably has enough distance being a Pele. Speed buff. The 3, but over in solo. Wow, so close. Cuba. Really lucky. Didn't take any more archer shots or something, but we'll get away with that kill. 10-9 now. 11 minutes in this game. The ADCs seem to be wanting to pick up this fight as well. Half health on both of them. Forward from Knight Cantor. Ultimate up in the air. Nike gets a kill in mid lane.
That's another
2
solo
shots
kill.
Missed. The third one hits. Not enough damage. Yeah, Nike now. Is that 2 solo kills in mid? If you're picking Nike, that's kind of what you want to do. You don't pick Nike to just hang out in mid lane. So
yeah. We're also seeing this prophetic cloak.
Yep. Double prophetic on this squad as well, which is very interesting. And I expect them both to be in the back line. It's not like Nike's going to be diving the back line and the support will be separated. I'd be very surprised if Hercules is also not, near Nike in some of these dives. So
really, I was thinking it was just gonna all dive together.
Yeah.
Either win or lose.
Looks like the beacon is up. Taunt, another solo kill, but this time over to the Susanoo. Nike gets out 1 HP. Beacon still not in favor of either team. But red team's looking to take that back.
Be going to chaos.
Yeah, especially now 3 members poked out from this chaos squad. The only one healthy on this side of the map looks to be that Pele, and she's just farming. There goes chaos, first beacon.
With that, chaos takes back the lead.
They do, but how safe does it really feel, huh? I mean, there's no chance they're going to hold on to it right now, although they are going to gold. Maybe this is the first time a lead will truly be pushed in this game. Hachi's sniffing it out, but I think he's too far.
They are.
Yeah, and it looks like there it goes. Night Cantor's squad will take this Pony Fury gank over in right lane. Goodbye.
That's another solo kill, except by the jungler.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, he wanted that's heavy dash, and he just got deleted by this Hercules.
Absolutely. I mean, Hercules was top of the player damage now. Only the soul laners above him, which is not surprising.
They've been brawling.
Yeah, of course. Typical soul lane, especially for how volatile this soul lane is. I mean, look at Habwa has been a part of 9 kills in 14 minutes. That's my man's ranked speed running right now, which is what you like to see. I mean, again, that's why we tune into these games. It's not for teams to farm up for 25 minutes and fight, although that is an interesting type of smite in its own right. But these fast-paced games, Pyromancer is coming up. These Oni minions pushing down these lanes, although I don't expect them to do any damage this early into the game. Should just be farmed out.
Yeah.
I was about to ask where you thought the next fight would be, but bold of me to think that we'd get that much time. Hercules Boulder, so much damage. My man absolutely claiming the lives.
Can do by the sport.
Looks like it will be.
Like the Archman would just be healed.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4 times now Hachiman's just ulted out, and you know, you're wondering why that character's so strong. It's that ability to engage or disengage with that strong ult. Jump in by Fenrir.
Yeah.
Athena ult channeled on top, but Nike is very hard to kill. And Pele and
And it
Hercules
seems
now
like Hackney is gonna
responding.
choose
Oh
her.
my goodness.
And the
Mo?
Athena might just be left to die. And they're probably gonna pick a pyro off that.
Yeah, a very good
And
rotation from the solo lane.
Achman is coming. He might actually live for fire.
We'll see. I mean, 15-minute fire is bold, but we saw a very early Gold Fury call. So
Yep.
they might be looking for it now. Looks like they're just disengaging. Gonna go back, spend that gold.
So it's now a 3-level lead on the Nike.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also thinking Agni's build does not scale too well in the late game. Didn't really go a Book of Thoth for a lot of power. Didn't go anything like a tablet. A lot of flat pen, a lot of utility in this cooldown. But now that he's behind, I'm not sure he's going to be pumping out the necessary numbers. Luckily enough for him, it looks like the soul laner he's going to have to shred is a Hobwa. So, you know, shouldn't hurt him too bad. But the lead is not... lead is going to perhaps bite him soon. Beads pulled out by Hobwa, and Susan just absolutely shreds him. Sinatra,
Yes.
very, very big kill there to try to shut down some of this lead from the blue squad.
To the Rama in mid lane.
Yeah, looks like we have a bit of a grouping here. Maybe they're looking for this T1 tower. Huge damage.
Huge
Fenrir will
shoulder
pick up the
blow.
Nike, but she has her jump still. Channel Hercules
That
triple
is a
push under the
massive
tower.
one. You see, probably the Susan was going to clear up right here.
Yeah,
Massive
big
Susan
triple
roll.
stun, triple pull from the Athena. Now she's going to try to get away. Pele on her tail, but Hachi will clean that up. Absolute bloodbath. Looking at a 3 for 2 right now. Will be in the favor of the Order team. So hopefully extending their lead, although I take it back 3 for 3. And that just favors the team that was behind. So are we back to an even state? Almost. Still a bit of, 2K lead, but not nearly as meaningful as it was a few minutes ago.
There's some of that lead in mid lane, and the other side of that lead is solo lane. This is another starting to look very big.
Yes. Yep. And yeah, 4 assassins over there on that right side of the map, and they're all just murdering each other. But Susan, so far, level 17 above this Hobwa. He does have the Tahuti, though. A very interesting pickup. Very expensive item. But did get buffed, so shouldn't be too bad. And then looks like Beacon's coming up here, and that's where the teams are going to group. Solo laners are in solo. Looks like
looks like you want to get there.
Yeah, looks like Susano's backing. Are they giving this up? Hobwa's still not coming, though. Oh, no, now he's rotating over. Looks like a 4v4. Hobwa's coming in. Hachi's wrapping around.
Ooh,
but a poke, beads an Aegis, and a dash from Agni, and that will bait in Pele, but all that's waiting for her is death. Meanwhile, Beacon is almost charged with his blue team. Red will step in and stop it for now. It looks like it's not quite blues yet. Fight still breaks out. Hobwa picked up in the back. Red team really absolutely destroying this team fight. Taunting from Athena. Hercules now in that grouping as well. Is low. Will get pulled back in. Banner won't do enough damage. Beacon still neutral on the charge. Agni playing with his life. Half HP. Now Hercules is going to maybe try to walk back in. 3 of them alive. Trying to defend this Beacon. I'm not sure it's worth it, though. Hercules, great push, but does get taunted, and that will be his death. Perhaps a turnaround on Athena? No, she's out. Beacon captured. This T1 as well. Gold Fury's up. Unfortunate fight. I mean, look at Red Squad. And there's another from Susan. You were saying pretty scary, and there he is. Another kill.
Seems like this lead has actually been switching, so because it went back 2K for the other side again.
Oh no. He was almost out too. Stepped into the tower. Walled? No, not close enough. Red Squad will get that. And yeah, you're totally right. So blue team had the lead for a minute there, and nothing is safe in this game. Red Squad will get the Gold Fury beats from Pele from the Fenrir jump. Will get that kill. Agni now dashing in, but that's a level 19 Pele.
It looks pretty scary.
Yep, he will fall. Dash in
There's a
from Rama, just needs one auto.
massive disarm from the Nike.
He somehow gets the kill as well. Nike will trade. Red team, remember when they got that lead? Now look at on the right side of that map. 4 of them in the gray screen, dead. Just Athena left alive.
Yep.
And now we're back at essentially even. 2K gold lead for the red squad is not enough, especially now that Hachi is looking at this Pyromancer.
See, solo invade for the green buff.
Yeah, His will secure that green buff thanks to his bluestone stack. Looks like Koopa's team, specifically the mid laner and the ADC, will get that Pyromancer. We'll pick up the bomb. And our gold is, again, 1,000 gold lead at 20 minutes is essentially nothing. I would say, what are they going to fight over next? Could be this Fire Giant. Gold Fury's not anywhere close to up. Beacon's not close to up. Probably just somebody going to get picked.
They have a massive lead over that solo lane. The Evo has not been doing too well.
That will start to get mitigated, though, now as Susano hits 20. Hebo will slowly catch up. Not so much in gold, but...
We see a Spectral from Evo.
New ultimate
like
so
Koopa
far
is
is
just
Defender.
gonna...
And yeah, Koopa will get taken now. Hard to survive that. Hercules jumping out for now, shredded by this 5-man grouping from Night Canter's squad. And now it looks like they're going to head to fire.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Hebo is over here, although he's only level 17. Does have an incredible secure, but I'm not sure he knows. And if he does, he doesn't want to stick around. Backing from Hebo. Nike's in mid. Fire Giant half HP.
And they're just not gonna go for it.
I mean, not sure they can contest without at least trading a life, and who's to say they can secure it anyway. Nike's going to try to farm up another wave. Hachi's over and left, hopefully grabbing some neutral farm and then a wave as well.
And
How are you thinking?
did have a good look.
Yeah, Hebo does probably have the best secure on the map. That, you know, Susano ult. Now this red team's probably looking to group in siege. How are you liking the Order Squad's defense under these tier 2s and perhaps even these Phoenixes?
We've seen a lot of picks around the Fenrir hold every time they start a fight. I don't think Fenrir can hold as well under the tower without dying. So
Sure.
it's probably going to be the first actual 5v5 we're going to see in the map.
Yeah, we do. Are lacking a bit of a mid lane mage, but still have the Hobwa for the range poke, a bit of that area damage. But in terms of, you know, threatening a big area, walking under, no Merlins or anything. Looks like we have a player alone. It will be Susano, but he's going to breeze out the slow. Chased down by 3. Will eventually get picked up.
Actually trade the support for the solo.
Yeah, which is a little bit rough. I mean, level 20 on Susano, he was worth a lot, had a Fire Giant. Kind of just picked out, you know, I'm not sure what he was doing there, but looks like his squad will get this left tower. They might even go for Phoenix if...
No one's
like Pele's backing. Yeah, Pele's backing, Hachi's there. Okay, we're seeing 3-4 backs channeled, and I think the red squad is noticing this. Gold Fury and Beacon coming up here. And I think they're just going to take this neutral farm. Won't get any huge advantage off this Fire Giant, but just extending their lead a bit. Pele not letting it go for free, though. Is walking over a ward in a second here. Blinks in. Just off the mark. Tad late. Athena surges forward. That beads, I believe, from Pele as well. That'll get her out for now. Looks like they're going to... Next call is Beacon.
Also, I don't think that Chaos team has a really good dive with only one thing.
Sure. I mean,
so,
they've been grouping really well regardless. Early game, damage here from Susano. Backstep from Hobwa is going to get him out for now, but that mobility from the assassin is just too difficult to get away from. Really good job trying to fight in that for a second, but destined for death, it looks like. Yeah.
It's going to be another pick on the eBay.
I will say early game, though, looked like amongst all the back and forth, lots of great picks and early groupings from this Order side squad. But now coming into this late game, the 5v5 potential of Night Canter's team that's probably the reason why they've gotten so far ahead, gotten a lot of these objectives. They've just all been together, and their CC does well. I mean, Susan into Fenrir, into Athena, Agni, and then you just have a Rom in the back doing all the damage. And it's showing now as they get to this T2. To the left, it looks like Haley's getting kicked out, and there she go. Ult suspended for nothing. Unfortunately, Hercules now getting auto down, half HP is stunned, picked up by the Fenrir, channeling an Athena ult, and he will be out, question mark? Agni bomb over the top, not quite enough. Fenrir dives in, but he will get traded as well by Hachiman.
That would be a 2 for 2 in the end.
Looks like
and
more.
Actually a 3 for 2, and we might even see more.
Goodbye Athena, but great. I mean, really hard to hit a Phoenix into this disarm and that shield from Nike, and the mid Phoenix will stay up. Blink from Paw will get a
Massive
kill, will get
ult.
traded out for now. Nike following bombs from Agni. She jumps over them.
Get some good poke in.
We'll see if she keeps chasing. He's about to meet a Hachiman to his right. I think he notices it now. Dashes forward with the stun, gets beads. Bomb just off the mark.
Gonna Aegis the Nike damage. And
yeah,
you might just be out.
Maybe, but I do not think Nike is giving this up. Indeed, she is not. He misses the stun, and she will clean that kill. All the while, right lane. Two Titans have just been hitting each other.
Yep.
Is this a mid tower? No, not quite.
Susanoo's there.
But every tower wiped off the map except for that right T2 for the Chaos team, while they still have 3 of their own. So, Fire Giants coming up, not quite EFG yet, but I expect that's where these teams will be looking in this next fight. And again, I feel like this game somehow Chaos...
looking.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
And he'll just delete Pele, and Hercules might just get cut off again.
I think he does too, but I'm not sure they have quite enough damage. Neither carry is there. I take it back. Goodbye, Hercules.
It's the second time that Pele just get picks, and Hercules dies because of it.
Yeah, I mean, the CC chain is just so strong. The 3 of them, the Fenrir, the Athena, and the Susano, just even a Hercules can't survive that. Now they're going to be looking towards this mid-Phoenix again. Nike's shield is down, Phoenix exposed, and gone. And perhaps they look for more. No, looks like a Fire Giant. Probably the correct call in this situation.
They are 5-on-3, so... Although... It seems like the Rama's back in. So
really? Okay. I mean, very interesting.
Look, I think this Susanoo's looking for a pick with Athena, and Nike happens to be walking right over there.
Looks like they are. They'll go past the... no, Pele's back in now with the bubble. Looks like the Susano ult, but they're down their Hunter. No Rama in this fight coming back from base. Fender now picked up a target. Looks like he's going to clean up this poor Lavoie.
Susano.
Pele, wow. Sinatra just putting on an absolute clinic on this Susano solo. Meanwhile, Hercules is doing the best he can. Will get shut down yet again. Double kill now for Fenrir. And it looks like no Fire Giant needed. No need for these other 2 Phoenixes. They're looking to end 27, 28 minutes in.
They both still have ult, and could go wrong.
Yeah, I'm not really convinced that this is going to happen. Dives in, though. Cuba does find that pick. And now there's damage on the Titan. Half HP. Nike finds 1 in response. Looks like Athena's not going to be able to get out of there as well. 2 down. Now Nike a 3rd, perhaps, on the Susano. Low targets. Agni. There's another Quadra now for Nike. But Rama does finish it off. My goodness. Absolute bombastic game in general. And then the end of the game, in the 33 kills on either side, 28 minutes. That will be your final score. Night Cantor's team does win, and it did look like eventually they were going to. Just too strong grouping through the end of that game. CC change as well.
We didn't see a lot of grouping for them other team. And last fight especially, Ebo got picked in the corner, so that Pele and it's Hercules. And I mean, they paid the price, you know?
Yeah. I mean, looking at this stats, are we thinking anybody but Susano as the most impactful player in this game?
Definitely. Susano got fed off the solo lane, and he made himself be known.
Yeah, that early pick, I mean, was very volatile in the beginning. Him versus Hoblock, heals back and forth, but just a few too many ganks from Cuba. Absolute menace on this Fenrir, setting up for the rest of his team. And Malcaster honestly did their best in mid lane as the Nike, but just wasn't able to translate that damage team wide and into the late game. So win over
Choose.
to Night Cantor, King Crab, and the squad.